My husband cheated on me with a college classmate. Everyone advised me to endure it. You haven't worked since graduation and you don't have children. If you really want a divorce, where can you go? Your parents-in-law who don't urge you to have children, who are so profitable, have forgotten that Zhao Shanxi's company was originally mine. Later, when I was recovering from my illness, I signed a management agreement to let him manage the company. After managing it for a long time, did it become his? Even the couple still have premarital property. Did I use his money? It was my money. His parents didn't urge me because of me. Zhao Shanxi was injured and couldn't have children. Zhao Shanxi already has 2 children outside. They have already become grandparents. In order not to be called ungrateful, how could he urge me? I have already got the evidence of Zhao Shanxi's cheating and transferring the common property of the couple. I not only want to make a fuss but also want a divorce and take back everything that belongs to me. When I showed up at the company, the receptionist came up to me immediately, and the lady pressed the elevator button for me affectionately. I was about to get in the elevator but stopped. I asked him if he knew anything about the gossip about your CEO Zhao. The receptionist opened his mouth and stammered that he didn't know. You really don't know? Except for me, who doesn't manage the company much, no one in the company should know. I went directly to the office. Zhao Shanxi's secretary stopped my wife. CEO Zhao was signing a contract with someone. I waved him away and opened the door of the conference room. Senior brother, I haven't seen Himi for a long time. Indeed, sometimes I don't see her. She's beautiful again. Zhao Shanxi's signing partner today is my senior in college. He also has the same mentor as me. He has worked with me on several projects and has taken good care of me. I asked him, Senior brother, do you know that this is my company? Of course, I accompanied you to the Industrial and Commercial Bureau in the early years. This time it happened to be a good cooperation. It's natural to take care of my junior sister. Thank you for thinking of me, but I'm afraid that this cooperation today won't work. Seeing me anxious, he was puzzled but didn't ask any more questions. Adults know that they should give each other respect. They proposed to meet again on another day. Before the senior brother left, Zhao Shanxi was furious and asked me, He-min, what do you mean? What do you mean by raising my hand and slapping him hard? Cheating, raising a woman outside, having an illegitimate child, and transferring the common property of the couple? What do you mean? I want to divorce you, Zhao Shanxi. My lawyer and accountant will be here soon. I want him to return all the money you spent on Zhuoxian. Zhao Shanxi was shocked by my words. He came to his senses and begged He-min, don't listen to people's nonsense. He seduced me. I know I was wrong. Give me a chance. I raised my hand and slapped him again. Are you dreaming? Zhao Shanxi, and my dictionary and yours, once unfaithful, never used again. You'd better return my things and money and sign the divorce, otherwise I'll raise my hand and slap him in the face, and I'll ruin your reputation. When I turned around, my senior brother hadn't left yet. I made him laugh. I looked a bit like the old days. I thought you were really hurt. I've been taking care of my health for the past 2 years and haven't been out and about. Do you all miss me so much? I'll treat you to a drink. He looked at me and laughed out loud. I'm willing to sacrifice my life to accompany a gentleman. Before leaving, I looked at Zhao Shanxi, who was full of resentment. He was a rotten thing that couldn't be put on the table. I'll introduce you to someone in the cafe. He specializes in divorce lawsuits and has super abilities. In your case, it's not difficult to get that Zhao out of the house. Thank you, senior brother. Senior brother smiled and remembered to pay the bill. Come to my house another day. Your sister-in-law has missed you for a long time. When senior brother Hao got married, I just had a car accident, so I asked my brother to go and give gifts, but I couldn't go. The person that the senior brother was talking about was his good brother Chan Changdong, who had teased me about my small breasts earlier. A stinky man who couldn't get married. I thought he would make fun of me, but he was just being businesslike, which made me very uncomfortable. I stared at him for a long time before I smiled and spoke. He hasn't seen him for a few years. Has he changed his body? Your husband cheated on you, transferred property, and had an illegitimate child. You are not sad, but I am very calm. Why should you be sad? It's hard to find a 3-legged frog. There are 2-legged men everywhere. I have money after divorce and I don't look bad. Isn't it good to find an obedient brother? Am I transparent? I just talk hard. I really loved Zhao Shanxi. We dated for 2 years and got married for 3 years. There are several 5-year periods in life. My best youth was wasted. So I have a lot of money, but I don't give you a penny. I understand your request. If your husband takes a penny more from you, I am not worthy of this line of work. I am the ex-husband and I remind Chan Changdong's husband that he is not worthy of me returning home. Zhao Shanxi is actually here, and his parents are also here. He kneels straight at the gate, and he really looks like he is asking for forgiveness. Me, it's all this bastard's fault. Please forgive him this time. Don't worry, we will only recognize you as our daughter-in-law. Those cats and dogs will definitely not give him the opportunity to enter the house. What Zhao Shanxi's mother said was sincere but too shameless. He had known that Zhao Shanxi had cheated on him and often went to see him. This beastly child, this beastly family treats me as a fool. You also often go to see Zhao Shanxi and Zhuoxian's children, and you have given them money to buy things for them. We are all smart people, why are you pretending? Do you think I am easy to deceive? Let's be frank. After the divorce, all the property will be sorted out. I will take 90 and Zhao Shanxi will take 10. In the future, no matter who he is with or who he keeps as a mistress, it has nothing to do with me. If you are shameless, Zhao Shanxi, don't even think about having an easy life. When he heard that he couldn't even get half of the property, Zhao Shanxi's mother was anxious. Yiming, what do you mean that company belongs to my son? He made me laugh. Is he the legal person? Does he have a share of the shares? No, I am the legal person. I own 70 of the shares. They don't know, but Zhao Shanxi understands, so he transferred the property. Yiming, I really know I was wrong. Break up with Zhuoxian now and never contact him again. The breakup has nothing to do with me. This is not a garbage station that recycles garbage. Zhao Shanxi, are you admitting to cheating on your wife, having a mistress and an illegitimate child, and transferring the couple's property? I asked him in return with my mouth open. My parents are here. Tell them whether you cheated on your wife, transferred any property, or had an illegitimate child. Get the recording I want. In that case, what qualifications do you have to not divorce? I want 90 of the family property. Is that too much? Don't mention your insignificant contribution. During this period, you said several times that the management company was not legitimate and that I refused the transfer of equity. I am so glad that I was clear-headed at that time. Zhao Shanxi divorced decently, which is good for everyone. Don't let me tear my face apart and make your ugly deeds known to everyone, so that you can't get along in this industry. You are so capable, it should not be difficult for you to make a comeback. When I went upstairs, I stopped and looked at him. Zhao Shanxi, when the car accident happened, did my seatbelt pop open automatically? Or did you push it off on purpose? I now suspect that you played a role in the car accident. You and Zhuoxian committed murder for money. I have no evidence to send you to jail, but you can't get a penny more. Zhuoxian must return every penny you spent on things he bought for him. Get out of that house immediately. I'll come to his house in person tomorrow. The 3 members of the Zhao family all looked very unhappy. Zhao Shanxi's father was scolding and his mother was crying. I closed the door, took a bath and put on a facial mask. My obedient and sensible brother was waiting for me. I have to take good care of myself. Seems like I'm leaving, but it also seems like I'm not. I don't care whether I leave or not. The marriage is settled. Chen Changdong called and asked, have you got the recording? If you have, I think you should be more careful, for fear that they will do something desperate. I sat up quickly because I seemed to hear footsteps. First hang up, I said, and walked to the door, leaned against the door and listened carefully. Wait a minute, Chen Changdong said on the other end of the phone. Before the divorce is successful, except for your father and brother, you'd better not meet any male alone. I understand, to avoid unnecessary trouble. Hang up the phone. I immediately called my brother and asked him to pick me up and go home. My brother, although he doesn't have any great ability, but he really has nothing to say to me. His sister, I'll come over now, it's raining outside. Later I sighed countless times. Fortunately, my brother is hardworking and responsive to my requests. When I got home, my sister-in-law cooked me a midnight snack, smiling, and told me that she was pregnant with her 3rd child. She really likes children. Then I will be responsible for the milk powder and diapers. Everyone said it might be twins. My sister-in-law was going to wash the dishes. My brother took it and asked her to sit down and rest. It would be great if you could have one yourself. I don't want to have one. After divorcing Zhao Shanxi, I don't plan to get married again. There is a match, it's appropriate to talk about love, but I can't help feeling cold all over when getting married. It's true that once bitten by a snake, one will be afraid of ropes for 10 years. Hemin's sister-in-law, I still hope you have a child of your own. Raising a child is really a very happy and joyful thing. My sister-in-law is so naive. That's because my brother treats her well. He changes diapers and makes milk powder for the child at night. During the day, there are my parents and aunt at home. There are not many things for her to worry about. I won't argue with her about this matter, because she is also a very good person, quiet and gentle, completely different from my overbearing personality. I have been in my mother's room all the time. The sheets and quilt covers also meet my aesthetic taste. They are fragrant and warm. Obviously, they have just been changed. I am conserving my energy because there is a tough battle to fight tomorrow. There was a harsh sound from the phone. I took the phone to check. It was the surveillance camera of my villa. A dark shadow was destroying the probe, and then it was pitch black. I had no idea. Without hesitation, I called 110 and notified the community security. How did they do it? What scared me even more was that the black shadow was coming for me. He just didn't expect that I would go back to my parents' home in the middle of the night. I immediately called Chen Changdong. You know, a lot of people. Help me find 2 capable bodyguards to secretly watch my house. After a moment of silence on the other end of the phone, Heemin said, "It's me. Someone sneaked into my villa." There was silence for a while. "Wait a minute, Heemin, what did you just say? Chen Chongdong, do you have ears?" "I know. Go to bed early. And your car is not driven yet, right?" "No, my brother went to pick it up. I won't drive it for the time being. I'll find a tow truck to tow it to the 4S shop for inspection tomorrow. I'll drive it when there's no problem." Chen Chongdong asked me again, "Heemin, how much is your company worth? People who use the criminal law to deal with you are not as good as you, Chen Dalu, who has a net worth of hundreds of millions." I'm so angry that I hung up the phone. My company is not worth much money. It's impossible to compete with a rich man like him. The second generation can't compare to the first generation, but don't mock me like that. Damn it, I hung up the phone. I really couldn't sleep. It was raining harder and harder outside. If I didn't go back to my parents' house, if I was alone in the villa, facing an adult man, what would be my fate? Death or being insulted to death, no matter which one it was not what I wanted. I decided to go to the police station at dawn. I didn't expect Chen Chongdong to find someone so quickly. He called me at dawn and said, "People have arrived at the gate of your community. Go and pick them up. The bodyguards have found 3 for you. There is a girl who will drive you." I started to put on my clothes and asked, "Is it expensive?" The friendship price, I think, is not cheap either. It is really not cheap for me. Bring the person in and meet my family so that everyone can get familiar with each other to avoid misunderstandings in the future. I didn't hide it and told them about the thief who broke into the villa last night. There is no such coincidence in the world. Xiao, the district property is very good. How did you get in? If there is no problem with the car, it may be an accident. If there is a problem with the car, I first found a tow truck driver and towed the car to the 4S shop for inspection. They told me that there was a problem with the brakes. Let me put it this way, you brake a few more times. Look at how it is cut and sawed here. It is obviously man-made. I chuckled, turned my head to cover my mouth, and wiped the tears from the corners of my eyes. If Chen Chongdong had not reminded me last night and I had not called my brother to pick him up, would the man who suddenly appeared in the middle of the night be scared? Would he seize the opportunity to drive away? He drove very fast all the way. What is the probability of an accident? Call the police directly. I will call Zhao Shanshi. Do you know that there is a problem with the brakes of my car? Zhao Shanshi, God is watching what you do. Let me tell you that the thief was caught last night. Of course no one was caught. I am deceiving Zhao Shanshi. He will call when he is nervous and anxious. All these will be evidence in the future. I have always thought that Zhao Shanshi is a cheerful and upright person. It was my fault for misjudging him and taking trash as treasure. I took people straight to the small 2-bedroom apartment where Zhuxian lived. This house was the first money earned by the company. I took a fancy to this location so that I could buy it and keep it for promotion. Zhao Shanshi said that he rented it to a classmate, but he used it to support a mistress. After showing the real estate certificate to the property management, they found a locksmith. Zhuxian got the news early and moved out the valuables. They moved out overnight. I asked people to throw away all the things in it and didn't give anything back. The family was just cleaning and changing the locks when my mother called and asked, "He Ming, come back quickly." Zhao Shanshi knelt at the door of our house and begged for forgiveness. The bastard came to our door, right? I went back angrily. The neighbors were watching the fun. I rushed up and beat Zhao Shanshi up. Uncles and aunts, please judge for yourself. He cheated and supported a mistress. He was private. He wanted to have a child to transfer the marital property and also wanted to kill me. Tell me whether I should beat him or not. As long as I don't beat him to death, it can only be regarded as a marital conflict. How did I treat him in the past few years? How did my parents treat him? Have we ever said a bad word about him? As a result, he acted like a wolf and a dog. It's an insult to wolves and dogs. The more I talk, the angrier I get. I'm never afraid of other people's gossip, but my parents care that they live an upright life, but they are pointed at and talked about as a joke because of me. I took a step back and got angrier the more I thought about it. I endured it for a while and developed breast hyperplasia. I beat Zhao Shanshi on the head again. Zhao Shanshi's self-torture trick didn't work on me. The neighbors talked about it with disdain and directly disrupted his plan. He stood up with a sneer and pushed me away. I staggered back and fell to the ground. He looked at me with hatred in his eyes. "Heemin, a shrew like you, do you think I like you? I've been watching you for all these years." I felt sick to my stomach because of his face. The person I love is Zhuxian. It started with him, it is him now, and it will only be him in the future. You are nothing to me. Zhao Shanshi's eyes were red. I had never seen him behave like this. Turned out that he hated me. I laughed so hard. I was the one who pursued him and he agreed to it. Didn't I force him to agree? He just wanted to be a gigolo and imagined himself as a victim. My brother rushed up and punched him in the face, and then punched him hard a few more times. "Zhao Shanshi, you are not worthy of my sister. You are not even worthy of carrying my sister's shoes. Zhao Shanshi wanted to fight back, and several of my cousins rushed forward to restrain him. He struggled a few times but couldn't get free. The look in his eyes as if he wanted to eat me, I finally understood. The car accident was not an accident. The man last night and the damaged brakes were not accidents. He came from my company, my money and my connections. Let go of my son. Let go of my son. Zhao Shanshi's mother ran up crying and pulled my cousin and them apart with force. She looked at me and said, "Divorce, divorce. My son wants to divorce you. Your he family is too bullying. He hasn't lived like you for all these years." "You shut up," I shouted. "Does the evildoer who complains first have reason? This family is really crazy and shameless. He-min, just wait." Their faces were completely torn. I knew that Zhao Shanshi went to the hospital for a physical examination and wanted to sue him for domestic violence during the divorce so that he could get more of the family property. I don't mind. If there is still a chance, I will still beat him. As long as I can't kill him, I will beat him to death. My parents don't object to my divorce. As for a bastard like Zhao Shanshi, it's better to divorce him as soon as possible. It's disgusting and unlucky to be involved with him. Count all the things and find out how much money he gave to the mistress Shuxuan. Pull out all the lists and I will formally sue Zhao Shanshi in court to divide the property. Property divorce. He said in court that I committed domestic violence. What is domestic violence? It must happen at home to be called domestic violence. The defendant brought it to my doorstep and deliberately designed to frame my client. His purpose was to provoke my client to take action. This is a recording of him discussing these things with his family. This is evidence given by the Public Security Bureau. He bought a murder weapon and although it failed, his motive was clear. In addition, he deliberately caused a car accident the year before last and wanted to murder his wife. He cheated on his wife and lived with his mistress to transfer property. His illegitimate child lived with him in the name of husband and wife, took wedding photos and even held a banquet. The defendant has committed bigamy. These are all evidence. Chen Chongdong is worthy of being a barrister who specializes in divorce cases. Every point he made hits the nail on the head. The crime of bigamy alone can make Zhao Shanshi speechless. Moreover, we not only sued him but also Zhuo Xian for the same crime of bigamy. Zhao Shanshi looked at me and he was shaking violently like a drowning dog. Divorce is inevitable, property division and Zhuo Xuan's return of property. Several rounds of negotiations, conspiracies and intrigues after several months, our divorce lawsuit has come to an end. All the property transferred by Zhao Shanshi has been returned, all the deposits have been returned, the company house belongs to me, and the things he gave to Zhuo Xuan do not need to be returned, just consider it as compensation to him, and the BMW he drove is given to him. After all the calculations, he is almost the same as leaving the house with nothing. Congratulations to our He-min, cheers to being single lady. You are rich and beautiful, you are 30 years old and you have a promising future. I posted a circle of friends to celebrate my singleness. Someone asked why I divorced, and bluntly said that Zhao Shanshi cheated on me, and raised a mistress and illegitimate child. I showed everyone my wounds and cut off Zhao Shanshi's retreat. If it were me, I would definitely love senior sister alone for the rest of my life, because senior sister is the best and deserves to be cared for all her life. Let that kind of scumbag. Let him eat shit. I have various handsome guys here. I can introduce them to my junior sister when the time comes. I can pick whatever I want. The first one is a bit gossipy and the second one scares me a little. He took me to a certain club. What should I do when I am dazzled by the choice? A good friend called me from abroad. With mom as the center, dad as the radius and 8 generations of ancestors as the purpose, he greeted all the Zhao Shanshi family tree without repetition. Then my friend said, "Sister, there is a cousin. I will introduce him to you when I come back. I promise you will not have a window period." I thanked Chen Chongdong and approached me with a fake smile on his face. He asked me sinisterly what I was laughing at, so charming, escaping from the grave of marriage, various handsome brothers for me to choose from. I must smile charmingly. He snorted sarcastically, and told me to remember to pay him the lawyer's fee, and then ignored me and went to drink by himself. Single life is really comfortable and refreshing. The company has professional managers, and I am the assistant. I went to the hospital for a physical examination, and the doctor said that I was in all aspects it's normal. Don't take birth control pills if you can avoid them. They are bad for your health. I sat in the car, covered my face and took a deep breath to suppress the anger in my heart. I was secretly glad that I didn't have a child. If I really had a child, I might not be able to get a divorce. My parents would not agree. When Chen Chongdong called me, I sniffed. "What's the matter, sister? When will you pay your lawyer's fees? Didn't you pay it? It's 7 figures, but it's still not enough." I took a deep breath. "Zhou Paopi is not as good as you at peeling skin. Wait for me." I rushed to Chen Chongdong's law firm with great momentum. I heard that this building belongs to him. It's really frustrating to compare with others. His assistant brother was so polite and respectful to me, to the god of wealth. I know Chen Changdong. He was dressed in leather shoes, and his whole body was precious. When I drank the coffee he handed to me, I could tell that this cup of coffee was plated with 10 layers of gold. It was very valuable. What about ordinary lawyers? I definitely don't agree with the price you give me. There is no friendship price. After all, we have known each other for so many years. If I had known that he was so expensive, I would definitely change. I can have someone, but you have to do me a favor. I shrank my body imperceptibly. What can I do if he can't handle it? My family is forcing me to find a partner. I don't have the mood to have a girlfriend now. If you have time, come with me and pretend to be my girlfriend. No, this is a trap. I'm not stupid. Pretending to be a girlfriend is a one-time thing, right? It should be done every few days in the future. Do you still want to live your own life? Tell me how much money you need to give me. I grit my teeth and transfer it to you. Do you think I'm a person who is short of money? I shook my head. Otherwise, I can find you someone to deal with, or find you a girlfriend in the circle of friends. Get out. He told me to get out, so I got out without stopping, sweating profusely in the car. My senior brother called my senior brother Chen Changdong. He was crazy and blackmailed me. My senior brother was silent for a few seconds before he said, "You usually... How smart, how can a person be so slow? Okay, I understand, senior brother. He and I are not suitable, you must not match us up. I don't plan to fall in love for the time being, but people can't be too sure, otherwise your tongue will be blown by the wind." Not long after I got divorced, the matchmaker came to introduce me to someone. My mother carefully selected a few good ones and asked me to go on a blind date. Those men, each of them had high standards. They asked me to transfer the house to a company after marriage, take care of my husband and children at home, respect his parents, treat his brothers and sisters well, and be close to his aunts and uncles. I was not allowed to buy luxury goods and eat in high-end restaurants. Where did this toad come from? He has a really bad breath, it stinks to death. Some of them even disliked that I looked too ostentatious for my second marriage and had a bad temper. They said that if I had a child, I couldn't take it with me because I would teach the child badly. I went home angrily and complained to my sister, "Oh my God, what a weird mother. Where did you find such a weirdo? It's really eye-opening." Sister-in-law smiled softly, "Then find one yourself." I kept shaking my head. It seems that my vision is not very good. Zhao Shanshi, this bastard. He is blind, so he found such a scumbag from the garbage dump. I really underestimated my mother's determination to marry me off. If I don't go out for a blind date, he will bring people back. There are really two high-quality good men. After chatting for a while, she said frankly that her family was pressing hard. She had no choice but to come for a blind date, and said that the blind date was quite talkative, and even made an appointment to have tea together next time. My mother saw that there was a play, but when she learned that I had made several appointments, she looked at me with extreme disgust. "Himi, you can't do things like playing with multiple boats at the same time, Mom. We are just simple friends, meet to talk about business matters. I don't like to manage the company, but I can attract a lot of cooperation." Many boys became friends after getting along with each other, and exchanged resources with each other. My mother has been speechless to me. How can a girl not get married? How can she not have children? What will you do when you get old? Mom, do girls have to get married and have children? If you are blind and choose the wrong person, you may even lose your life. I tried to persuade my mother, but she didn't listen at all. 2 days later, she asked me to go on a blind date again. I was so angry that I stayed in a hotel. When my friend called me, I was still sleeping soundly. My sisters got married. My God, he finally came back after several years abroad. He was tan like a black-necked snake. You don't understand that aesthetics are different. I don't blame you. After a few days of eating and drinking, he talked about his distant cousin who was gradually becoming a rich second generation. The lawyer has his own law firm. The more I listen, the more familiar it sounds. I didn't pay attention to what Chen Changdong was called. Sisters, please help me complete this KPI for the sake of our many years of friendship. My mother's ears are getting calluses from nagging. When I go home, the elders at home are also urging him to get married. They ask him to go on a blind date, get married and have children. We are both wanderers in the world, one is more miserable than the other. Okay, although I was prepared that his KPI was Chen Changdong, but when I really saw him, I still wanted to dig a hole to bury myself. I introduced myself. Chen Changdong thought he was humorous, but I picked my fingers awkwardly. We were so familiar with each other, so let's not be pretentious. In order not to be urged by my family, Chen Changdong and I reached a consensus that he needed a girlfriend and I needed a boyfriend. When I needed to deal with the family, I must support each other unconditionally. Usually we play our own games and don't disturb each other, let alone interfere with each other's lives. I saw Zhao Shanshi again in the children's hospital. Chen Changdong and I took my niece to see a doctor. At a distance, he was holding a child. He looked very haggard with messy hair, wrinkled clothes, and mud on his trouser legs and shoes. Seeing that he was not doing well, I felt happy and relieved. What about wishing each other well after breaking up and saying long time no see calmly when we meet again later, is all nonsense. I hope he is not doing well, not having enough food to eat or warm clothes, and having a wife and children. The family is broken up and I am vicious. If I pray to God and the Buddha can show his power, I will definitely go to worship everywhere. Zhuoxuan looks even more sloppy. Not to mention her beauty, there is no difference between a middle-aged woman and a middle-aged woman. When Zhuoxuan saw me, her face turned pale, and her eyes were filled with hatred again. I know why he hates me. Zhao Shanshi was almost kicked out of the house, and there was no way for him to squander. It is easy to go from frugality to luxury, but it is difficult to go from luxury to frugality. Looking at their gray and dirty appearance, the child should be sick, and it should be very serious. It is retribution. Chen Chongdong held his little niece, and the accompanying brother came over with the payment slip. Brother and sister, the registration is ready. Let's go to the third floor. I nodded and prepared to go to the third floor with the accompanying brother. Zhao Shanshi called me He-min. He gave the child to Zhuoxuan and came over in a hurry. He-min, can you lend me some money? I laughed angrily. How can you ask me to borrow money? Lend it to you. Well, if I was not afraid of teaching my little niece bad things, I really would scold Zhao Shanxi's 8 generations of ancestors. Zhao Shanxi seemed to not understand what people were saying. The child is very ill and needs a lot of money. He-min, you have money, lend me 1 million and I will pay you back. Get out of here. I don't mind looking at his face. This kind of person's brain must have been kicked by a donkey. He actually has the nerve to ask me to borrow money. I took a few steps and turned to look at him. If you really need money, you can go cut your kidney and sell blood. Seeing that you are reluctant to do so, don't you really love your child? He-ming, how can you be so vicious? Zhao Shanxi's face flushed, and I couldn't help laughing. I am very vicious to begin with. Do you know that? If I am not vicious to a scumbag like you, am I waiting to be killed by you? There is no direct evidence for those two things, and a beast like Zhao Shanxi is allowed to go unpunished. I hate it every time I think of it. In my eyes, you are just dog shit on the side of the road. It makes me sick to see you. I won't scold you if you really want to curse me. My friend He-min, I misjudged you. If you want me to look at you, idiot, I will drag Chen Chongdong away. Zhao Shanxi actually yelled behind her. He-min, you have been hooked up by a man a long time ago. Zhao Shanxi, don't think that everyone is like you. You eat everything, whether it's fragrant or smelly. You even have to smell the dog food on the roadside to see if it suits your appetite. I wish you and Zhuoxian, the bitch and the dog, will be together forever. You will be tied to each other for life. Don't come out to hurt others. If it's not difficult to hit people in public, it's not appropriate to make loud noises in the hospital. It will scare my little niece. I will definitely spread the past of the admissions department to everyone. Shameless dog. I will get angry when I talk about him. This bad breath has not dissipated since I returned home from the hospital. Chan Chongdong poured me a glass of warm water. It's not nonsense to be so angry. You still care about him. How is it possible? He-min can take it and put it down, just that kind of scum. I'm not that cheap. Chen Chongdong looked at me. The look in his eyes was very weird. What are you going to do? Obediently close your eyes and don't talk. Then he kissed me. This bastard is so good at flirting. The most terrifying thing is that my parents saw it. Now they can't wash themselves clean even if they jump into the Yellow River. It's not difficult to find out about a person. After learning that Zhao Shanxi and I were divorced, he got married with Zhuoxian. My heart was as calm as water without any waves. They lived in Zhao's house. At the beginning, for the sake of the child, Zhao Shanxi's parents were still very good to Zhuoxian. A person who is used to having food and clothes provided for him, and spending money lavishly can't really be frugal. The Zhao family conditions are not bad, and they can tolerate some bumps and bruises. But Zhao Shanxi wants to start a business. He really doesn't have the fate to make a fortune. No matter what he does, he loses money. It was the same back then and it is still the same now. His parents' pension money was lost and he still owes the bank a large sum of money. In order to pay back the money, he can only sell the house and rent a house outside. The house decorated by the rental company looks good, and the materials used are the cheapest. Various formaldehyde exceeds the standard. His child has leukemia and needs a bone marrow transplant, and he needs a large amount of medical expenses. He borrowed everything he could and couldn't borrow. Listening to Zhao Shanxi's troubles, I sighed and said that he deserved what he got. It was just a pity for that child. When Zhao Shanxi came to my house, I was not at home. He knelt down and begged my parents. My parents were soft-hearted and gave him 20,000 yuan. He actually thought it was too little. After scolding my parents, he shamelessly took the 20,000 yuan and left. I was really furious when I heard it. If he was in front of me, I would definitely slap him hard. How could there be such a shameless person? Then I persuaded my parents to move. I sold my villa a long time ago and bought a new one somewhere else. It has been renovated for several years and no one has lived in it. Although the price is more expensive, the security is good and the teacher education nearby is even better. Mom and Dad, you can live there. It's close to my flower shop and it's convenient to go home for meals. I recently opened a flower shop on a whim. The business is good. The profit is not much, but it is enough for my expenses. When will you and Changdong get married? Get married as soon as you move over. Oh my god. My parents immediately started looking for a date in the almanac, and my brother and sister-in-law packed their things. This is too realistic. Changdong hasn't proposed yet. Zhao Shanshi has come to the company to find me, but I don't go often. It's good enough if I can go once every 10 days or half a month. After missing him several times in a row, he seemed to have given up. I know that people like him will do anything for money. I'm afraid that he will do anything to me again, kidnapping and extortion. Such things are endless, so I made preparations and waited for him to have no choice but to do it to me. In this way, I would have the opportunity to send him to jail. If I can't deal with him, let the law punish him. Positioning was installed on the bracelet and necklace. It was raining that day, and I took the cakes I bought for the little ones from the cake shop, and was rear-ended by a truck on the way home. Beauty, are you okay? Get out quickly. The car is leaking oil and I'm dizzy. As soon as I got out of the car with my brain, someone grabbed my hand and dragged me into the truck. Although I knew what I was about to face, I had no way out. I even felt that the dust had settled. I hoped that Changdong at home would find out about my accident earlier and come to me as soon as possible. When I was in a daze, Zhao Shanshi was making a phone call, asking for 5 million in cash, not a penny less, otherwise I would kill him. I looked at the hideous face of Zhao Shanshi. He was smelly and dirty, and tears fell like rain. How did I fall in love with him in the mood for flower? Did I ever think at that time that he was such a person, the cheerful one who smiled shyly and would gently ask me, "Classmate, are you okay? Where is that male classmate? Where is the classmate who handed me water and bought me sanitary napkins? Why are you crying?" Zhao Shanshi asked irritably. Zhao Shanshi, how did you become like this? Can you really do anything for money? Don't say that I made you like this. It's true that I pursued you first, you could have refused. When we broke up, did you see me looking for you? Later, you knelt down with a diamond ring and begged me to marry you. Zhao Shanshi suddenly asked me, He-min, have you ever loved me? I have loved and hated, but now I'm relieved. I only treat you as a stranger, and we will never have any contact with each other. If you are okay, I won't try to please you. If you are not doing well, I might be happy to show off 2 more bowls of rice, but I won't hurt you cause car accidents, kidnap and extort. Zhao Shanshi, how many years do you think you will be sentenced to? How many years are there in a lifetime? He took out a lighter and lit a cigarette, and the smoke was surrounded. He asked me on the other side of the smoke, He-min, will you testify against me? Ma Hui, he was on the wall, put out the cigarette and pinched my neck. Zhao Shanshi said that the car accident was an accident. It was Zhuoxian who braked before the divorce, not me. He didn't say anything, but his hands were exhausted. He wanted to strangle me to death. When I struggled, the necklace fell out. When he got his first salary, he dragged me to buy it and he was picky. After I bought it, I have never been willing to wear it. I spent all my salary to buy this necklace. She was stunned and pulled off the necklace with a very strange expression on her face. I thought you didn't like it at all, so you never wore it. Suddenly I understood. Besides not liking it, couldn't you really be reluctant to wear it for fear of damaging it? Zhao Shanshi, you are a fool, hopelessly stupid, you deserve to have nothing, you don't live a good life, you want to cheat, have a mistress and raise an illegitimate child. I wear this necklace not because I still love him, but because I think I can take a gamble if it falls into his hands, and I won the gamble. When the police rushed in, Zhao Shanshi called me and Min and I, Changdong, helped me walk outside. Turned around to look at Zhao Shanshi. His eyes were red like a stray dog. In this life, he and I will never see each other again. So what if the car accident was not caused by him, all the troubles were caused by him? If he hadn't been unable to control the 2 tails of meat under his crotch, if he had the moral integrity and righteousness integrity, after all, we are not the same kind of people, it is a bad fate. When I was in the hospital, I said sorry to Changdong, let's break up. It's not that I can't forget Zhao Shanshi, but I don't want to get married so soon. I'm afraid that the next marriage will not be happy. I am exhausted and there is no way to maintain a new marriage. I don't want to drag Changdong's immorality. He was silent for a long time and said hello to me just like before. I smiled and said to him, Changdong, I'm getting married. He was petrified on the spot, and then said dryly, I wish you happiness. Looking at his back as he left, I pulled the quilt to cover my face. After this time, my parents no longer urged me to get married. They said that as long as I was happy it was fine. Sure enough, the people who loved me the most in the world were my parents and my brother. Zhao Shanshi was imprisoned. Zhuoxian abandoned the child and followed the man who disappeared. Later I learned that Zhuoxian was dead, and the tall and handsome man was a human trafficker. He was on the way to escape. I found Zhao Shanshi's parents and gave them some money. This was the last time I was kind to them. When I left, Zhao Shanshi's mother called me and Min Shanshi saying, I'm sorry you forgot him. Find someone to live a good life with. I didn't look back and laughed casually. I went to many temples by myself, listened to monks chanting, listened to masters' lectures calmly, saying that I didn't understand at all, but I learned to take things as they come and let it go. 2 years later, I returned to my hometown where I was born and raised, and lived in the circle again. I was a completely changed he-man. I heard that Chen Chongdong was still single, that his lawyer career had reached a higher level, and that he was still waiting for me. I dressed myself up beautifully and appeared in his office, pulling his tie. "Lawyer Chan, are you interested in dating me for the purpose of getting married?" The following is the end of the article.